You hit the show intro first.
He said that there's no show intro button. It's just main show.
Hello? We should be live.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. There's people now. Can you see us and hear us? Did I do it right? Okay.
Hello.
I guess so. Hi. Okay, you can see us and hear us.
Hit that enable on that chat timer thing. So you can get rid of that white bar.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're going to lose half our screen.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, everybody. I'm somewhat alive. I'm feeling well enough to be here and paint with Jen, since we decided Chris has Fridays off now for some unknown reason. That vastage. The whole rest of the company works 4 days a week, except for Chris.
He's going streaking.
So, it was time. But that means you're stuck with Jen and I on Fridays now.
Except next Friday. He'll be back next Friday.
Oh, but then after that.
Then after that.
That's right, because next Friday is the Mother's Day show.
Yeah.
So it's true until it isn't.
It's true today. Next week it's not. And then after that it's true. Christian works 7 days a week.
We keep trying to tell him that, but
I mean, he probably has Monument on his mind 7 days a week.
he worked this morning and he wasn't supposed to.
He did?
Yep.
Oh.
I didn't answer him. I showed him. You don't get an answer from me on your day off.
Who's the guy? Some guy I found out on the street.
How soon they forget. Wow. Like, wow. I wasn't even gone, but for a day each time. A day, and then I was back, and then a day, and then I'm back.
He has
Maybe I'll just leave for a while.
He has a nice hat.
Maybe I'll just leave for a while. Maybe that's fine.
There he is. Now
Maybe I'll just leave for a while. I'll do this.
Yes.
What's up, fellow Utes?
Hello, fellow youths. Where can you get a hat like that? Ask Gabe.
Yeah, throw Gabe under the bus. That's Gabe's
Gabe,
now.
That's Gabe's job now.
It's all Gabe's fault if cool stuff isn't in the store.
Hello everyone. Long time no see.
You guys are deceptively tons of detail.
Are they?
Yeah. Like as I'm going around putting the primer on them, I'm like, wow. There's like a lot of little nooks and crannies on the way they're sculpted, which is really cool. But deceptively complicated for getting in the recesses here. The engraving on the armor.
Raw Tomato said, "Welcome back, Jason. Hope you're feeling better."
I'm feeling pretty good. Unfortunately, I've had an intestinal bacterial infection or something like that. It's the worst kind of sick. It's like we said the other day. It's the never-ending poop joke.
Craig Sean J. I'm pretty sure yes. He said Moonstone.
What's that?
They're Moonstone.
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 Yeah. Is that what it's called? Moonstone? Yeah, Moonstone.
I don't know.
These are the ones that Super Duper John brought for me. Because I had said, I had made a comment that I had finally found a Moonstone model that I would paint. Because there's a lot of fun ones, but I just, none of them really made me want to paint them. They're neat to look at, and I like watching other people paint them. But a lot of them were not like, yeah, I'd love to been, a week painting that thing.
November said, of all the times to poop, you missed a drawing. You missed a giveaway.
I did, see?
You did.
I was probably pooping during the giveaway. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. You got me there. Didn't your mom teach you anything? But it was this guy. Now, I thought he was much bigger.
Oh.
But it's the undead donkey knight. So he's got a sewn-on head and a gremlin on his shoulder. And then I think this guy's like a vampire lord. He may just be a lord of undeath. I don't know. But he looks like a vampire lord, in my opinion. And I really like the miniatures. I did not know this guy existed. I just wanted Donkey Knight. But he comes in a set with this guy. And also this guy.
That's what he reminds me of.
Yeah. Hey. And this guy who's got like the slack jaw skeleton archer, and he has, I don't even know what this is. It's like an angry bird.
Oh, it's
like
a
an
bird?
angry little owl.
Has it got a helmet on?
Yeah, it's like an angry little owl with a helmet. He also has a crossbow, and he shoots out the little window in the pavese. I think this is called a pavese. The shield here. He goes there. And then the end of his crossbow. And then the end of his crossbow goes on. So he sits at his feet. So this is going to be a more complicated one because I got to paint him separate, obviously. Otherwise, it'll be a nightmare. So I'm not going to prime them right. I'm not going to worry about those two right now. That's a lot. So today...
Lumberjack Tim, hello.
We're going to work on these bros. Donkey Knight.
It's a hooter with a shooter.
Hooter with a... It is a hooter with a shooter. Holy cow. Who knew? That's great.
Super duper John. Hey everyone. Chris got fired. I was really rooting for him too. Dang it. Shadowcasted, I don't know if you saw my statement on Discord, but I wanted to say thank you for the other day's comment on how to handle brush control.
Awesome.
He knows some things, some stuff.
I am always happy to hear that something I said might have helped somebody.
The Dudest Dude Senior. How do I go about cleaning my brushes? I don't. I use Gentastic's Drunken Brush Goop.
She made the stuff. She better use it.
He asked me if I wanted to paint today. I was on a little trip last week, and I think I maybe came down with a little cold or something, so wasn't feeling the painting today. But I'll be here on Fridays, except next week, and so maybe some Friday I will paint.
Oh, she'll paint. Oh, she will paint. I was just telling her she should look at some of the Moonstone stuff.
Yeah, he did say
Gamers
that.
Guild here locally carries it. So it's easy to get. And they have some really fun characters. They're not all monsters and undead. They have some whimsical fairy things and neat models. None of them are very big, though. I like painting large creatures.
I like bigger things. I'll paint and I'll like it. I will mow.
How you doing, Mo? How's everybody doing? Hope the week has been treating everybody well. You're sliding into the weekend now with us. We're going to have a lazy Friday stream where we just do some fun stuff. Somebody in chat, and I forgive me, I can't remember, and since Chris isn't here, we won't know. Somebody's been asking me to do the red workup that I do on the Inquisitor robes. So I'm going to do that on these guys for the banner and the cape on the Vampire King guy. What is his name? They have names, so we're going to call them by their names. It's Greymare is the Donkey Knight, and Negroli is the Lord, the whatever he's called. They have like stories, but I don't know what they are.
You guys can Google that.
Yeah, you can Google that. You can Google that.
Gillenborn said Jason talks about my Lisa Frank painting style. I'd love to see. He's got it right there. That's my little tiger. I also have a unicorn and a little panda bear that are all supposed to be part of a kind of a scene.
A diorama, if you will.
That I started many, many years ago.
It's all 100% brushwork. She doesn't use the airbrush.
I did not use the airbrush on that.
So she is the queen of blends.
Did that once, haven't done it since. So.
What's that?
That might be a one-time only thing, that one.
Why?
I don't know. I haven't tried anything like it since. It might have been just luck.
She just gives up. She just gives up. Wow, there's a big old chunk of ice in my water.
It felt, when I set it down, I was like, oh, that sounded really loud, like it might be frozen at the bottom. But I've also sculpted a bear that is meant to go with those others.
Yeah.
So someday.
Oh, that's right. Oh, is he going to go with them?
Oh,
he stands in front of the wall.
Yes, I was going to make some cans of spray paint and maybe a little boombox for them.
The brick wall.
I'm going to have to make a new wall because that wall is too small.
All right, I need the magic in every model. Dark purple.
And thank you, everyone. It was really fun to make that. It was the vision I had in my head actually worked. It turned out exactly how I wanted it. And as far as the blends, honestly, I do most of it on my palette. I just start with a color and then think of the next color I want to go to, and I mix those two on my palette and kind of blend it.
How's my hair? Can I leave a hat off?
Your hair is fantastic.
I love
always.
it. I have the best hair. It's a nightmare, but there we go. Yeah. That's what you get. That's crazy. It's all fluffy.
So good. Got a good head of hair. Many people would be jealous.
Lots of people are jealous. and the problem is that most people are like, why is it that God gave you the hair? Because I'm the guy that cares the least about having hair. I'm the guy that's like, wow, if I had no hair, that'd be rad.
Hawkajin wants to know if you have any plans to paint the new Yarick on stream. Said I'm going to take the spirit of the April challenge forward and do a Gaz versus Yarick diorama.
Oh, okay.
If I'm pronouncing any of that correctly.
Yarick is a commissar in the 40K universe, the science fiction 40K universe. I do not have a plan right now. It's not a model that speaks to me. I don't. Probably to a fault, we don't really look at just painting whatever GW comes out with that's new if it doesn't really make me want to paint it. And I haven't really seen a whole lot of new GW stuff of late that does. What was the last thing that got me jazzed with GW? I don't know. Anybody remember? I kind of want to paint an Abaddon, but I don't know. Doesn't mean I wouldn't. But it's not a model I'm actively out hunting for. Sorry about that.
Love Hippo 72 said, I am considering purchasing the Mega Paint set and switching from Citadel brands. Would you please give me 3 pros and 3 cons of switching? I feel like that's a question for chat. Because, I mean, obviously we think that you should switch.
Yeah, it always sounds like a sales pitch coming from me. I design all the colors. I use all the colors live on stream every day. The biggest thing you'll find with our company is you have the ability to come here and talk to the owners. Jen and I are the owners. We're the 2 partners in the company. So on Fridays now, you'll get just the owners. And you can come and ask us anything you want. And I am an artist first and a business leader second. And so we just made the paints I have wanted to paint with my whole life. And I've been painting for over 45 years. And so I have struggled the same way everyone else has, even though you don't necessarily know you're struggling and having to work so hard to get your paints to work the way you want them to work. Whether it's that, okay, this one works good on a brush, but I got to fight with it in the airbrush, so I have to buy an airbrush paint or whatever. So consistency, opacity, the density of pigment. We make art quality paints, right? High end fine art quality paints in liquid form, as opposed to just myriads of colors that don't mix well and stuff like that. So all of our colors are meant to mix well. They're meant to give you the ability to play around with color however you want and never have your tool be the problem. I made a paint that I really want you to be the only problem in your workup. And that meaning that if there's a technique you need to work harder to learn or to get better with your brush control or whatever, that's the only headache you have to work through, not the headache of dealing with your paint being a problem. You know, like, oh my gosh, I just can't get this paint to blend the way I want or whatever it is. I want you to, if it's not blending right, I want you to always know it's a you thing in the most positive sense of that. But yeah, chat and our community are the ones to ask because they use it in all their projects, and they have made the switch, most of them from other brands, and they can give you more of a feel of why. But thank you for thinking of us.
Yes.
It just means the world that you've stopped by and that you're checking us out. And even if you just pick up a pot of paint to give us a shot, thank you. We've been around for, this is year, what is this, year 8 for Perocurl? Year 10 for the business, year 8 for Perocurl. So we are 10 years old in July this year. And it is only because of people like yourselves give us a shot. What is all the hype about?
Double T said, is there any way we can see on a texture trainer or something the difference in saturation using a white undercoat versus the pale yellow, orange, or reds with the OneSteps?
Pale yellow, orange, or reds.
Could be a good little clip to reference, except I don't know how to do that.
Well, we have, yeah.
That's a
if you go,
thing.
well, if you go and you look at all of the videos that we've gotten up on the internet of what is OneStep and all that, those are all done over black and white, right? So there's no chromatic undertones in any of the ones that we've shown on the internet so far, because we assume everybody's going to attack their highlight with either a white or a black and white Zenithal. So that's all there is on those. So check those videos out. But the vibrancy difference or the intensity is going to depend on how bright you go with your whites. And then of course, if you use something like pale yellow, bright pale yellow, if you hold those bottles up next to white, you'll see the difference in what the capability of them brightening up your color is, because they're a shade darker than white, if you will.
Hoosier said, whoa, Jen producing while Jason paints. Have I gone back in time? It's actually going to be the way of the future.
The way of the future.
Every Friday.
We move forward by going backwards.
Except next Friday. Forget next Friday.
Every Friday
Skip
except...
over next Friday, and then moving on.
This is the
Jason
test day to see
Friday.
if Jen cuts it.
Yeah, it's just my interview.
This is the interview. So at the end, chat, we're gonna have a discussion.
It's my audition.
We're gonna let her go, and then we're gonna discuss it and see if we invite her back.
You guys are the interview panel.
Yep. So hang tight. Make notes.
Yes.
I want everybody making notes.
Make notes.
Make notes. Feel free to ask her any questions.
Oh, don't do that.
Jen, so what does success look like to you in this role?
Success looks like starting and ending on time and answering as many questions as I can and acknowledging as much chat as I can. But it goes it's a lot different now. There's a lot more of you now than there used to be.
Okay, sure. Oh, cool. Chris finally got fired. There you go.
Where do I see myself in 5 years?
Dallas Angel. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years? How do you think Monument Hobbies plays a role in this?
Old Man B and ETA when the canned matte varnish will come to Canada.
No. Unfortunately, we have to change the formulation. The Canadian government reverted back to an older law that they'd instated on the inclusion of butane and butane derivatives in aerosols, and they have the most archaic laws on the planet. They're the only country we can't ship our paints to right now. So that was what a bunch of the holdup was, and we were hoping that they were going to not do it, and they did it. So, right, Ontario. Although I think there's probably a lot of people doing that right now. You just thought Chris was in trouble for the shrooms on stream yesterday? Say what?
Oh.
Say what? Shadowcast, yeah, we use a butyl derivative for the accelerant in the spray paints. And Canada is the only nation on the planet that won't allow our cans across the border. Performing comparable services for more money. Yes, there you go. For more money.
Sagittarius trying to glaze Nova Orange and Orange Oxide, and they're both very streaky and leave clumps of pigment. So I think it's too thin.
Yep.
But if I try not to thin it as much, it's too opaque. Any recommendations?
So remember that thin has two definitions: thin opacity and thin viscosity. And you are too thin viscosity, right? You're probably right on your opacity, but you're too watery, which means you have too much liquid on your brush. Let me do a demo real quick, and let me see how we can talk about the bright yellow thing on the OneStep too. Okay, orange. You're using which orange? Oxide?
Nova Orange and Orange Oxide.
Okay, I'll grab Orange Oxide. It's a little bit darker, so it'll show off better over a white base. Orange Oxide. The biggest problem with glazing that people have is they don't control the amount of liquid on their brush, and that will cause all of the problems with texturing. We showed this the other day where I showed you how with various amounts of liquid on the brush, I was able to either it pools into areas and causes a chalkiness, or it glazes on nicely the way I want it. So this is the same thing that we'll show today. So brush load of water, however much brush. This is a number 4 of our Pro Sables. So however much water this will hold. And then I just go touch the side of my dollop of paint. And so now I have a very thin, glazable consistency paint over here. So when I come back over here, it should be thin enough that I can see through. That feels pretty good. But I'm checking opacity on my thumb as well as getting rid of a bunch of the liquid, so that now when I come over here and I start to glaze over this white, right, I get very controllable fluid. I say that, although this primer is not glazing very well. Let's do it over this. Right, now I get very smooth application. I don't see any droplets of paint anywhere, right? It's just nice. Oh, can you hit the focus a little bit? It's the one with the red on it. There you go. Boom. Right.
Thought it was mine.
So I can make very nice thin application of color, and I can then layer that one, over itself time and time again to get where I need. And I'm not going to get bunched up pigment. I get nice application, right? Now, if I take this, again, load it up, the paint is thin the way I want it, but let's say I don't take enough off. When I go to, let me find another model. When I go to glaze it, like over this shoulder plate, right, I'm going to have, so you can already tell how much, when I stop my brush, see all this wetness here? It will fill in the way I don't want it to. All that wetness is pulling more pigment into those areas than I want. And I got to figure out how to get rid of it. Now I can dry my brush off and I can try to wick it away, but it will start to remove pigment if I'm not careful and leave it very splotchy. So I basically have to wait for this to dry now and then come back and try to smooth it out. Because if I keep trying to move that wetness around, I'll tear the paint. Okay. So too much wetness on the model will overload it and get your pigment flowing around. It'll go into recesses. It will bunch up in places you don't want it to. And when it starts to cure, that'll be splotchy pigmentation because you have all that pigment in those blotches of wetness. So when glazing, make sure you take off most of the product onto, I use my thumb palette, so that you can then come back over and, look, I can still get orange glaze even though I've wiped most of it off of my brush, right, to work down in the shadows. And then it starts, this is a very light filter because I've taken most of the paint off, but this still doesn't bunch pigment up and still lets me do the filter that I want to do in the way that's very controllable. So if I want to do it very light or if I want to do heavy, I just leave more or less. Okay. It's really that simple. That's what I showed you on this last week. You can go back and look at that too. But we took that and then wiped most of it off and then did this to where I could just get the highlights glazed in there to show you how it works with a very light color so it doesn't wind up looking chalky. Because this was with titanium white, right? So a lot of people have a hard time with brighter colors because they provide so much more contrast on the model that they start looking chalky immediately. Like if, can you zoom in to the next highest zoom? Right? If you look at that, that gives you texture and splotchy pigmentation, right? And then of course it went into the recesses that I didn't want. This is what most people run into, and where they recognize it in their technique is when they use bright colors over dark colors because it gives you the most contrast. And you see how it is smooth and not chalky over here and just gives me highlights the way I want it. This is all just a determination on how it's the same paint. It's just how much is on your brush so that you're not applying water on the brush along with all of that pigment. You know, same thing here where we got a nice even spread of orange, but up here before I wicked it all away, we had like down here where you see too much. Okay. It's that simple. That is 99.99999% of the problem everyone has with glazing. And when they say their paints are chalky when they glaze them. Matte finish paints will give you more problems than satin finish paints, but it doesn't make any difference. It's still the same problem. What was I going to do? I was going to show, somebody had asked the difference between, hang on, let me finish. Did I clean? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Just want to make sure I clean the airbrush out. Okay. So let's go and use like maybe her you can back out one to the 200. Yeah, let's use her little cap as a way to show here, or maybe, well, yeah, the cap I think is the best. And we'll do grab another white and
some of the questions for me for my audition. My opinion of hot pink. I mean, obviously, it's the best. Plan for integrating AI into Monument Hobbies. I've slowly been feeding all of the streams into AI and letting it learn JSON so that we can go away somewhere and the stream doesn't have to stop.
Beep boop.
If I have a viewer that's giving the producer a ton of grief, what will I do? Give grief right back. So be careful.
She's good at it. She has more.
I used to be a teacher.
You got to remember, Jen has more production time under her belt than Chris ever will.
That's true. That's true.
like Chris, Jen has been producing this stream for the better part of
10 years,
8 years.
Yeah.
I think it's only in the last two that you haven't.
Yeah.
Right, because Jordan and then, well, even when Jordan was here,
Yeah.
you were producing a lot too.
Yep. Is there anywhere you can get the matte varnish in Utah? I will put the store link in and you can check it out.
Yeah, you can go to the FLGS, the store finder. We have tons of stores in Utah.
Several stores in Utah.
Really good ones. All through that corridor from Salt Lake down south.
Sorry, that's our website.
To Provo or whatever it is. So yeah, there's a lot of retailers in that corridor.
There we go. That's the store locator.
I'm just going to kind of use titanium white and paint it on here on the halfway mark, and then we'll do pale yellow on the other half, just so I'm getting rid of all of the black.
Sorry, I should have done this.
That was on here. This is to cover the question of how OneStep looks over white versus something like pale yellow. And you can see immediately how much darker pale yellow is, even though it's a bright color. So this should answer the question before we even apply the OneStep. But we'll put it on there so you can see how much of the value and color OneStep lets show through. And because we're using pale yellow, it's probably going to be good to use something like green, or I guess any of the OneSteps really, other than maybe graphite gray isn't going to really care as much. I mean, it'll change based on whether or not your undertone is warm or neutral, but it probably responds a little bit better to just a neutral. What color, for the person that asked, what color would you like me see put over the top of this?
Hakogen. How do you determine the weight of a red hot chili pepper? I like this one.
I'm going to pretend I haven't heard. I'm going to pretend I'm not, my ears don't work today.
You give it away. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away now.
How do you
I like that
determine
one.
the weight?
You give it away. Give it away. Away. W-E-I-G-H. It is a little bit of a visual one. You kind of got to read it. I like that one. That gets a thumbs up from me.
Ten of 10 presentations. Yeah.
And my audition is complete.
My audition is complete. Hire me or not, I have done my part. All right, what color do we want to see on this? Did somebody make? Did they? Nothing.
No.
Green double T. Who was asking?
I don't remember.
Who asked about the one step over white versus pale yellow?
Oh, right here. It was double T.
Double T. Okay, green. You want to see dark green? Remember, I like the one step in cups rather than on the palette. I know it wastes a lot of the cup, but it's just much easier to manage and the kind of amounts you're going to want to load on your brush. If you put it on the palette, there's a good chance you won't wick enough onto your brush to make it work right.
Would this be an occasion where someone could use silicone kid?
Yeah, anything like that. It doesn't have to be a cup like this, but I just like this because I know I can get a heck of a lot of paint on the brush. And this is a paint that wants you to have a heck of a lot of material on the brush.
Fidget poppers, those things.
Yeah, yes. The fidget popper things, right? I don't dry this with an airbrush, and I do not recommend drying any of these types of paints with a hair dryer or an airbrush because you will move the large blotches, which is not what you want to do. Like a wash, you want to leave it alone, let it sit. So we'll set that over to the side, let it do its thing, and we'll remind me and we'll bring it back out.
All right, Rock Brawny has a question that has been bugging me. Not me, but Rock Brawny. How did you choose that some colors just get called blue or green, meanwhile reds and yellows all have their own adjectives or descriptors?
They don't. There's just orange, right? And yellow, there's warm yellow, golden yellow. Bismuth yellow is the pigment that it is. Yellow ochre is what it is.
Gold pyrrole is...
We try to when you're within a color family, like say jade, and you have dark jade, bright jade, it makes sense, right? So golden yellow is what it is because that's what we don't want to just call it yellow, right? Because at the time I wanted to leave myself an out for having other yellows because we knew we were going to broaden the range. So a lot of times you have like that, like red orange is exactly what it is. Yeah. Orange red is exactly what it is. Burnt orange is exactly what it is.
Yeah, none of them. I mean, the descriptors or adjectives are meant to clarify the difference in the colors.
On the initial launch of the range, we had some colors that were called bold for a reason because they were so intense in pigmentation. And so as we thought about how to market Pro Acryl to be different than our competitors when we were brand new, literally launching in 2018, bold titanium white and bold pyrrole red were things that we put on there to grab people's attention as to, okay, what makes them bold? Well, we have more pigment in our paint than anybody else, period, for the weight of the paint and the opacity and the vibrancy and saturation of the colors. And so those adjectives stuck, but we haven't reused them since, right? So those are the only two that I can think of that are like that. Everything else generally has a reason. Advanced flesh tone is something that that Ben and Matt came up with because that's what they've been using. And then, of course, Deep Sea Ben is Ben twisting my arm to make me call it what he wanted.
We just wanted them to be clear so you knew what color it was going to be when you picked up the bottle. I saw some crazy paint names not too long ago. Like, what color is that?
Since I have the airbrush on, we're going to go ahead and do this. I wouldn't normally do these small bits with an airbrush. But
Nova Orange is another one. It's not fire related. It is for the Nova.
For the Nova Open Convention.
Cornflake Justice said, hooray, hooray, the 1st of May. Outdoor painting starts today, unless you're in Arizona. And then now it is indoor time until about October. Someone earlier asked about the May challenge, if you've given any thought to the theme.
I'm not in charge of that.
Oh. That's Gabe. Ask Gabe.
It'll come out next week.
Gabe's off today. The arts, Tony.
So here I'm just doing a very steep angle zenithal of the red oxide over the dark purple on just the cloak area.
Just grumpy it is for like until the next week, I think.
I'll probably keep the inside of the cloak a different color, so we'll just do the outside.
Chris isn't sick. He's just going to be off on Fridays now.
Our company only works 4-day work week.
Yeah.
And so Chris and I are the only ones that do anything on Friday. And I gave Chris the opportunity to say that he would like to have the 4-day work week because he has a lot of friends that work here. And it made it easier for him to have the same life his friends have. And so we did that. And it was all contingent upon Jen wanting to join us on Fridays, which she has so graciously said she would do.
Can you zoom in and zoom out? Would that be easier for when you're airbrushing? Because people want to see that.
Well, I'm turning the model in funky areas. Sorry, I'll try to be better, but yeah. It's just a very steep zenithal. So taking it and doing like this. So I'm spraying at the model like this. Okay. If you do this and spray it, you'll cover in all of these areas where I want the dark purple to stay. So you need to pick a very steep angle. This is how you make sure that when you're airbrushing, you can keep the model deflecting the paint so that your shadows stay where they're supposed to be. This is why zenithal highlighting works, right? Because it looks like we've covered everything with red oxide there, but when we look at it from straight on, we most certainly have not. We maybe have covered 50% of the area because it has some really steep shadows in there, right? But when you look at it, it looks like you painted everything. So just picking that angle, you can, if you look at it and you say, oh, that's too much purple, then when you look here, lessen the angle like this and then hit it again.
Just grumpy. Technically, 11 hours a day, but one hour a day is lunch. So they work 10 hours a day, 4 days.
And that looks really good. And then I need to get this I need to cheat this little area in between his arm because the airbrush can't hit that. But I want to make sure I get some detailing in there, so we'll go ahead and hit it manually, like that. So you might have to go back in and hit certain areas that you don't want to just have it be colorless, that this little bitty spot in there probably wants a little bit of red, like that, in between where the sword and the flagpole hit.
No Chris here to yell center up. Yes, we'll put that in the pro column for Chris. That's a pro on Chris. I don't get that yet. I used to be pretty good at it. Chris is off today. He is going to be off on Fridays starting 2 weeks from today. He'll be here next Friday.
And that's good. And obviously do these types of things with the airbrush before you do any of your brush work so you don't have to worry about masking off the model. You could obviously buy liquid mask or masking tape or silly putty or whatever when you feel confident with it, and do late game airbrushing in a detailed way like this too. But as you're beginning, I don't suggest it. I suggest taking whatever part of the model you know you're going to want to airbrush and do that first. Then paint around it with your brush because you're less prone to make brush mistakes with your hand than you are with your airbrush. Generally, you may be one of those savants that airbrush comes easy and brush paint is still tricky for you.
And yeah, Avian, I would say I'm probably like 90% retired. So I still do some things when needed. I mean, there's some things that are needed like 3 or 4 days a week, but a very tiny percentage of my time.
She works in an advisory role.
I'm in a consultancy role.
Mostly as the old teacher in her, she just jumps in and tells us to knock it off.
I proofread all of the
Stay
emails
quiet.
And
Tells us to wake up. Quit slacking.
I did help with. I think I did help with shipping during Black Friday. Yeah, I did.
Just recently, you packed a bunch of sets.
One. Yeah, because we had a sale, so it was crazy. And then a couple weeks ago, I made sets. I went in and helped the team because they were trying to catch up on set making. So I made a whole bunch of sets.
Jen doesn't get to tell me how many models I can buy. Shoot, I'm my own man.
We don't discuss that. It's a non-issue. It's all for marketing.
10% work, 90% doggo scritches.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Seems about right.
Yeah.
Actually, seems about right. All right. One last color. We'll do some pale yellow since we're this far down the rabbit hole with airbrushing. We'll just go ahead and airbrush the pale yellow too. Why not?
King Geek would said, I'm looking at getting the full set of OneStep, but would like to see how the royal purple flows. Also, do we have a release date?
Do we have a what?
It's this month.
Yeah, this month.
This month. Soon is sooner now.
A little over 2 weeks. Less for retailers. We start shipping to retailers week after next. Assuming all goes well. I'm going to use the OneStep medium.
Bud. Hello. Awkwardish Panda. Hello to you as well.
Use a little bit of OneStep medium to thin this out. How about them apples?
No, I'm officially unqualified now to do shipping.
No.
They changed the whole thing.
Yeah, neither one of us.
And I don't know how to do it.
You're not going to catch either one of us doing any shipping.
Nope. A nice way to be like, sorry, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Super Duper John, I did get a bagel. It was very good.
Oh my gosh. We got 2, right?
Yes.
That's what I got. I got 2 of the everything bagels that you brought. And we took them home, and Jen got one, I got one.
Yep.
They were fantastic.
They were really, really good.
I'm just pouring this straight into the cup here, by the way. Milk it to the last drop.
Any updates on when the Evo might be back in stock?
Soon.
Is it soon? They
Yep,
on the way?
Soon. Very soon. They're not. I don't have confirmation that they are on the way, but
Okay.
they should. Production should be done. So. I'm going to go a very steep angle here for the yellow so that I don't cover up all of my red. I don't think, maybe I need a little bit in there where we did that little bit of red. So I'm going to get in super, super close. Sorry, this is probably going to be very hard for you to see. I'll see if I can do it and line it up for you here, but like that, a little bit in there. That works good. Again, steep. I'm spraying at it basically completely parallel and on line with it, right? So I'm shooting straight down the pole. This is the way I'm looking at the flag as I'm spraying. It won't look like that to you because I have to tilt it back towards me here. But the OneStep medium makes airbrush just so good for all the colors. There's nothing that will make a color spray smoother than putting the OneStep medium in it. It's so good. Right, there you go. And now we have, this is how I am pulling off. This red is what we're talking about. Now I'm going to do something that I did not do on the Inquisitors, which is give it a little bit of texture on these. So after they're dry, we'll go back with a brush with the pale yellow and do a little bit of texture because these guys are undead. So I assume the cloth is going to be not so great shape. It has tears in it and stuff. Again, just kind of...
Old Panda got the new Expert Acrylics today.
Got the new what?
Expert Acrylics. She said she's super excited to play with them.
Pretty good for him because most of his sticks to his back. Like there's just not a lot of light that actually should be there the way he is. So we'll make it like that. I get a little bit more down on this bottom area.
Yardstone said, back in my day, Jen used to draw pictures on your orders. I did. Our team did for a while too, and then it got real busy. They had to stop. Love Hippo wants to know the ratio of to paint and OneStep medium.
For what I'm doing right now?
I don't know.
On the airbrush? Or for turning colors into OneStep?
I think turning a color into OneStep.
For the airbrush like I'm doing right now was basically like 1-to-1. For turning them into OneStep colors on the brush, 2 or 3-to-1. 2 parts medium to 3 parts medium to 1 part paint. And I say 2 or 3-to-1 because some colors are more opaque than others and will have more of an opaque coverage, obviously, with just 2 parts medium. So just use, test it out and see what works per color that you're using. But I've been really good with that 2 or 3-to-1. What I feel like is, close to that range. Works really, really well. But go heavier if you like it heavier, lighter if you like it lighter. That's the nice thing with the medium. There is no golden rule as to what you have to use and how it works, and play with it. See what you like.
Avian, if you've got products available at your FLGS and you like that store, buy from them. And if they only have titanium white, see if they'll order more for you, like the rest of them for you. That saves you on shipping.
We're big fans of you supporting local.
Support your local stores.
But if they don't have it and they aren't bringing it in, tell them to.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad about contacting us and saying, hey, such and such hasn't restocked in a while. Our sales team will contact them and have a good conversation with them and get them back on board. But you can also then go to the store if you like. Here.
FF Wizard Titanium White is the one that my LGS's supplier can't keep in stock. Well, we're the supplier. They get it directly from us.
Yep.
So.
And we don't run out.
We don't run out, so they might just be behind on their ordering. A lot of times they don't know if, how, especially with a new product, they don't know what the demand is going to be.
And a lot of stores, not to throw them under the bus, but a lot of stores will just go in and say that, oh my gosh, they haven't had it in a long time. And that's just, kind of the excuse because they've forgotten to order. But yeah, if they have something that they're looking to get, we've guaranteed probably got it in stock if it's a paint.
Oh, I guess this is a clarifying question. Are you in the United States? If you're in the U.S., then there is no third party. If it's...
if you're overseas, then yes, there's distribution overseas.
UK or Canada... You're in Phoenix. Oh, well.
So are we. You can just come by and get some.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, I guarantee that none of the Phoenix stores have a problem with the supplier not having it because we're right down the street.
You can order online and pick up at our warehouse, and then you don't have to pay shipping. But yeah, if you love your store, there's no one else that they're getting it from. It's us.
Yeah, we don't sell through distribution in the United States, so they don't have that problem. And since we make it right here, it's in stock right here. There's times where we might not have a color for a day or two, up to a week, depending on if we are waiting on some raw materials or something. But typically, we've got all the colors in stock or on very fast turnaround.
Just grumpy enough. The OneStep will be this month. I don't know if we have an exact date, but this month you can get it online.
On our store, it is looking like mid-month, somewhere the 15th to the 18th kind of time frame. And then we will start shipping out to retailers before then, the week before that. So our retailers should be able to start seeing stock somewhere in the 13th, 14th kind of time frame. We shall see how well we can keep up with that. We should be filling the remaining portion of the colors that aren't filled already this week. And then we start shipping out next for all of our pre-orders for retailers specifically. We try to make sure that our retailers get the paint on or before the date that we go live on the web store, so that they get to partake in the mad dash of people wanting to get it. A lot of them have already ordered it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think close to half of our retailers all got pre-orders in. They're typically kind of slow, but once the release date happens on the website, a lot of stores wake up and are like, "Oh yeah, we forgot."
Hillenborn, we do offer factory tours Monday through Thursday between, I would say, 8 and 5. Safe. Lunch is at noon.
You try not to come at lunch.
Yeah, because we do like our team to be able to enjoy their lunch.
We just got a bad
that.
review.
That
because somebody came by at lunch and was mad that nobody was. I mean, we helped them.
Said, I think I was interrupting a game. Well, they were having lunch. That's what they do at lunch.
We're not a retail store.
We're not a store. And because it was unmarked. So that's another thing to be aware of, is that there's no sign or anything. It isn't an industrial area. Just grumpy enough asked if he could pitch a tent outside. You're going to have to fight for space because, it's Phoenix and there are people who live outside.
Lots.
But wear closed shoes. That's just a nice tip. But yeah. Yeah, we are not a retail store, so just be aware that while you can purchase stuff there, it's much easier if you buy it online and then just choose local pickup. Because we don't have a store. We do have people who can cash you out, but there's not as much displayed. So we have, I think, just a rack. Haley said random, but the sign on the Monument Hobbies display at my LGS is upside down. When I asked them about it, they said that we sent it that way. I think they assemble it, so.
Yeah, I was going to say, they put it on.
It comes in all, assembly is required. And
gosh.
So you should be able to tell them that they could just unscrew it and turn it around.
Message me in Discord if you're on our Discord and let me know what store it is. The new rack, if they did get one that was printed upside down, they can't turn it upside down.
Oh, really?
So we would have to send them a new one. But they would have had to have let us know that, and our team would have gotten them the right thing. And it sounds like
so one thing that
it's worrisome that they think that that's okay.
Well, yeah.
That they're just leaving it. Well, that's how they said it.
We just want everyone here to know, everyone who's here today, and you can pass it on. We have an amazing support team. So any questions or any issues or any concerns that you have about an order, or, you can tell your stores this as well, just contact us.
It's have weird human in today's world. A lot of people just don't think that anybody pays attention because they get
bots and
things.
It's impossible to contact places. But it's actual human beings that answer our support emails. And to answer the phone. They could even call if they're old-fashioned and like to talk on the phone.
We actually pay attention.
We do. They might get to talk to Jordan. You guys know Jordan. We have many concerns, but none of them have anything to do with Monument Hobbies. We have a number for that, too. I don't know what it is. But we
It's
do
the
have the
it's
Hobby Nerd support.
it's the Hobby Nerd support
the
line.
Hobby Nerd Protection Society. There is a phone number for that, so
That line is actually hot. You can call it.
You can call it.
Talk to Chris.
Right? We all love Jordan. We could make a customer service ad, letting people know.
It's so frustrating as a company that cares about the customer.
Yeah.
Both
really
retailers
do.
and direct consumers like you guys.
You know why
it's
we
so
care?
hard for us because it's like, pick up the phone, email us, let us
Yeah.
know what's going on. Don't sit here and brood about it.
Right.
And then get to the point to where you're on Reddit going,
Don't go complain on Reddit. Call us first.
yeah, people complain on Reddit, and I'm like, dude, I will contact them directly. And I'll be like, hey, this is the owner. I don't have a ticket in the system from you. I want to make sure you get taken care of. Can you let me know what you emailed support with? And they're like, well, I've never mailed your support.
Yeah. Like, why not?
I'm like, why wouldn't you have? Oh, nobody would have helped me. I'm like,
We would.
but that's what we're
This
here
I feel
for.
like that this stream, the fact that you're here doing this stream 5 days a week, proves that we want to help you.
It's just so different.
We like you guys.
Yeah, it is. It's just so different than the rest of the world, and they're just used to being told off and told that it's their problem or whatever. And we're like, well, I mean, we are going to try to help you figure out what the real problem is.
Yeah.
You know, if you call up and say, or email us and say, you know, hey, I got a problem with thus and such and so, we're going to walk through it with you to figure out what the real problem is. And some people get offended by that. They're like, don't you think I know how to paint? I'm like, I'm sure you know how to paint, but I don't want to. The worst case scenario is that I send you another bottle of paint that does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Because there's something in your process that isn't working.
It's just a little different.
I want to figure that out first. And then when we say it that way, people are generally, you know, oh, got it. Yeah, sure.
But they are Moonstone. You got it.
These are fun.
Boshek, hello.
Very cool models. Gray Mare is this one, the Undead Mule Knight. And then, what did we say the other guy's name was? That's Jen's job to remember that.
Negroli.
Oh, she does! Holy.
You know why? Because it's like Negroni.
Negroli.
Mike, I know that's you. Evan, I'll just say Evan because it's a long name. What are the benefits of a glass palette versus a wet palette?
Great question. We get that a lot. I don't like wet palettes because they constantly dilute your paint. And in order to have the control I need for the various types of painting that I will be doing, I need to make sure that I can always start with the paint being the same way it was out of the bottle when I put it on the palette in the first place. And so I have always preferred dry palettes. Wet palettes are great if I'm planning on doing a tremendous amount of paint mixing on a project, because I can then go through and keep the mix wet longer. A lot of times if I'm mixing a lot of color, I'll mix it in a cup like this, you know, so that it does the same thing. It just gives me more to work with. But that's really the reason. A wet palette is not a good machine. It can't control how much water goes through the permeable membrane to replace the water that's evaporating. In a perfect system, as water evaporates out of the droplet on top, water is pulled up underneath, but that can't happen properly because if it evaporates on top, you've already started to polymerize the acrylic in the paint, and so the water coming in from underneath doesn't do what it's supposed to do, which is replace. It sits instead of. And so what they do is it pulls more water up than it needs in order to make sure there's water there. So the paint is over wet. So as it evaporates, it has less of an effect on pre-curing the paint or drying it out. And so it just isn't a good machine. And I just don't like it. You know, I don't, it's bad technology. It's great for watercolor, horrible for acrylics. And yet for some reason it's found its dominance in our little world of acrylic model painting.
Gillenborn, if those are like tabletop game stores, and if you're in our Discord, send both of those names over to Baby J on Discord. Send him a message and ask him to contact those 2 stores. He will do that for you.
Hop in super close.
Yes.
This is our test where I was showing what it looks like when you use white versus pale yellow as an undertone for OneStep. And you'll notice that here you get just the color itself. Here I've got a little bit of yellowishness to it that doesn't exist over here.
How many is that? I don't even know. Thank you, Mike.
Double T.
Holy cow.
What did he just do?
50 subs have been gifted.
Mike, are you
Bye,
crazy?
Mike.
Settle down, big fella.
I would love to read all those names, but if you're one of them, hype for Mike.
Everybody, if you got one of those gifted subs, make sure to give some hugs and handies
yeah,
in chat back to Mike.
Emotes.
Thank you so much, Mike. Is Double T in here? Double T.
Yes, Double T was here not long ago. Now there's a whole bunch of subs right there. Yeah, Double T's still here.
The Double T, you can see the variation in brightness, and this is I went over all of the black, so there's no black shading anything. This is just OneStep shading itself over pure white on the left, on your left, and pale yellow on our right. Okay. Name is long enough to be annoying. Did you not do it? This has been noted?
Yes, this has been noted. That's Mike. He changed it back already.
What?
I know your tricks.
One of these days it won't be him. He'll have his friend log in with an account that has one of his names on it.
Well, and maybe that's what he did, but it's still him. You're still behind this, I know. That's awesome. Thank you.
We have the return of Food Talk on Fridays.
I mean, when is there not a good time for food talk? Why does it have to be limited to Fridays?
All right, so now's the red. All of this that I'm doing can be done with a brush. We're just doing it with airbrush. Again, what I'm trying to replicate here. Yeah. And I hope, is the person here who asked for this? Because I'm doing it anyway.
Which one was this? Which question was this?
I don't remember who asked for it.
Oh, well, so one's on... Okay, this has been noted as Twitch. Names is long enough to be annoying is on YouTube. It's the same person. It's fine.
Love Hippo. We also do make brushes. Yeah, we make brushes. We make our own Pro Sables and Pro Synthetics. That one's not labeled. Where's the 4 I was just using? But, our Monument Hobbies Pro Sables. All of the natural handles with the tail dip are done here in our factory in the USA. And then we have made in Germany brushes too that are either solid red on the Sables or solid blue on the Synthetics.
Now, here's the thing. If you go to the website and like you see that a brush set is sold out, fret not, because you can build your own set.
Yeah. You can also look for the singles.
Yeah. So look for the singles. When you have 4 or more in your cart, it's 10% discount, which is the same as if you bought the pre-made set.
I believe we have the best quality brushes at the best value on the planet, bar none. That's why they're always sold out. Literally, we can't produce enough to keep up with demand, and that's always a problem. We're always working on it. Huh? We have some.
Yeah, some sizes are in stock.
We have some sizes, but of course the most used sizes are the ones that go out of stock immediately. So this is the red we're working on. I'm not sure if the person that has been asking me for weeks and weeks to do this is even here. They're going to be bummed if they're not, but I'm doing it anyway, and they can watch the clip. This is how I started it. It's with dark purple, red oxide, and then pale yellow. I did not on this one do the brush texturing that you can see on here where the brighter pale yellow is. I didn't do that on here because I wanted this to be smoother, like almost like a fuzzy wool cape. So I wanted it to have that airbrushed softness to it. But that's why this has this really punchy red in the highlights already. I haven't done any brushwork on this at all. It's how this will turn out when we glaze, because I'm going to make the bold pyro red glaze next. It's very thin, and you'll watch how it layers over this. But this is like 3 or 4 coats of bold pyro red and a very thin opacity layering. And so you'll see me work it up on this cape and the flag, same way. Great way to do red. Takes a little bit more time to do the underpinning, but it's that pale yellow that really gives you the effect. So
great brushes, but ask Jason what happens when you step on one.
Well, I think I threw it away. It lasted like a week and a half.
Just put it on your desk and then you won't step on
it. It lasted like a week and a half.
If you're standing on your desk, then that's,
and it wasn't until I started using it to stir my paints in the cup that it fractured. So wood being wood. All right, cup, bang. I'm tempted to use the OneStep medium on this, so I think I will. I would normally just use a glaze and wash medium and water, but I'm going to use the OneStep medium. We're going to play around too. So,
Mr. Fluffs wants to know what game the model is from, the Red Cape one.
It's from a game called Conquest, Last Argument of Kings, or First Blood. They have a skirmish and a mass model game. And this is from the City States faction, which is these guys. They're like legionnaires, Spartan legionnaires. Right, and so I'm doing the kind of Dark Sea Ben cloaks on these guys, right? That I did the 2 liters and tested the color scheme out on, and was like just a dark bronze metallic for the armor, and then the Dark Sea Ben for a cloak, so I can do it really quick, down and dirty. And then on these guys, I did the red as opposed to the head plumes on the capes. These are called Inquisitors. They're the brute size things. You have in the game you only have 3 base sizes. You've got the normal infantry base, the brute base, which is like, you know, dreadnoughts, and then monstrous creatures, which are huge, like these huge. All right, there you go, and then some OneStep medium. The OneStep medium turns them into such great airbrushing paints. It may be my new go-to as opposed to glazed wash medium, which I hate to say that, but that might just be the case. I want to reduce the opacity quite far, so I'm going to use quite a bit. And then just a little squirt of water here. I already have water.
Beefy Berkey wants to know if any stores in Australia showed interest or pre-ordered OneStep. Would like to get some of the special sauce, but shipping is a killer. Yes, it is, and we don't know.
The group has been, I think, dealing with the Australian distributor. We only have one dealer in Australia that deals direct, and that is the Combat Company, I believe.
100 this time, Mike.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Was it 100, or is it 50 and 50?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
That's
whoa,
a
whoa.
lot, Mike.
Settle down, Mike. Mike, settle down, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're a legend.
150 total. Oh my gosh.
150?
Total. 50 and then 100.
Mike, buy some models, Mike.
Yeah.
Buy some paints. You're crazy. Thank you.
Yes, big thanks to Mike.
It's pretty low opacity. I feel like that'll work.
50 and 100. Oh my gosh. That's the whole chat. Yeah. Is there anybody who didn't get one?
So we've basically just created a OneStep paint, right? So that's going to be very thin.
You're not my mother, Jason.
What did he say?
I said, you're not my mother, Jason.
You're not my mom.
I have enough models.
You're not my mom. You're very appreciated, Mike. Thank you. And then we'll airbrush it.
You own all the paints aside from special sauce. Were you at Adepticon?
Might have had somebody pick them up for
Or
me.
had someone pick them up for you. If you were at Adepticon and did not say hello, we're going to have some words.
All right, so we're going to get a very hot pink to start here. We don't care. We can just spray it all over everything. It doesn't have to be Zenithal here, so we're just going to go direct. And we want it on the shadows and everything when we do this, so. First coat. Boom. And you start getting that pinkish color out of it.
Someone picked them up for you, and they
Awesome.
didn't get there in time for
That's
the
good friend.
for the special sauce. Well, I didn't know if you travel. I mean, you're giving away all kinds of subs. You could have traveled. Or you're saying you don't leave your house. I think that might be what you're saying.
Making sure I get it over everything.
Well, Combat Company, I think, orders directly from us.
Yeah, Combat Company orders direct. That's what I said. We have one store, which is Combat Company, that orders direct. Everybody else goes to the distribution.
Little Billy said, all I'm saying is Chris is not here and good things are happening to chat. Coincidence? I think not.
Now I just do one kind of heavier coat, making sure I cover everything up. And I'm in love with freaking OneStep medium as my new airbrush. It'll pop in close.
Oh.
Yeah, I still have the texture. You can still see the texture from my bright brush strokes, but it's now knocked it down into the fabric. And that's a really, really good red right there. All of our shadowing stays really nice.
Sniper Corgi, contact Baby J in Discord.
One
He
more
will
quick
get you set up.
pass to really nail that red. Boom. Too easy. If you have your airbrush, this just makes reds just, I mean, you'll never do them any other way. You can pick your red. It doesn't have to be bold pyro red, but any red you do, working it up this way is great. Even like a burnt red works great this way. You can pop it out one now. Yeah. Again, this is basically coat number 2. Call it coat number 2 and 3 if you want to, because I'm just going over the same area a couple times.
But here's why you need Chris, and why Chris will continue to be here, other than Fridays, starting 2 weeks from today. Christopher is the genius of content. So if you want more little snippets, things like that come from the stream, you need Christopher. I don't know how to do that, and I'm too old to learn.
Who's saying they don't need Chris?
Well, they're all just saying that Chris is bad luck for chat. That Chris is the assassin of joy.
The assassin of joy. I love how we have like a little bit of a dark OSL going on here from the banner, looking like it's glowing onto the body there. The wonder of airbrush overspray lets you see how you can do OSL super simple with the same work up here. Right?
No, but Chris is really good at telling Jason to get in frame.
That's our red.
He asks the questions that get Jason to explain things. I just look, I'm like, ooh, that's pretty.
Can't beat that. Too good. Red. There you go, chat. You learned something today. Never ask me how to paint red again. Watch. Count. Start counting. Start counting.
Okay.
Start counting. It doesn't matter if you have a macro. I'm never going to look. I'm never going to look at chat to see you say center up. I have gotten to be the laziest on-stream painter in the history of on-stream painters.
He relies on Christopher.
Because Chris does it for
me.
See? Okay, see there? Chaos Angel. How long was that? Maybe 30 seconds? Maybe 30 seconds?
Can you show an example of painting red, maybe with the new special sauce medium?
Late.
Rewind.
Late. Very late. Bold Pyral Orange win. That's our orange, Ghost Hunter. Orange is Bold Pyral Orange.
What?
Yeah, just a super simple way to get red.
Calm down. What are we doing?
What's
there
that?
aren't that many people here. I can't even scroll all the way back to all of them. I can't even scroll to, this is the top. This is as far as I can scroll back.
What did you do?
200 gift subs.
Another 200?
Another 200.
No. That's 350?
It's like the guy in the model going, what is happening?
Mike,
Mike,
I would rather work with you to give away something cool to chat than to give all that money to Twitch.
Talk to us. Contact Gabe. Send a message to Jabe in Discord.
We could give the people something really cool.
Or something.
But thank you.
Yes, we appreciate it. That's amazing.
You've gone nuts.
He basically just gifted an attitude adjuster worth of subs.
Yeah, I was going to say, right? It's insane, dude. What are you doing?
He's been saying he wants the attitude adjuster, so this is his revenge, I think.
What?
He's always said that he wants the attitude adjuster. So we could send him his missing special sauce early. We maybe could do that.
We will do that.
Yeah, I will.
You already have the colors? If I had enough left, I'd send you the next 12 colors, too. You're insane. Thank
Mike,
you.
I'm trying. Who should he contact about this?
Gabe.
Contact Gabe.
Jabe on Discord.
Jabe.
You know Jabe.
Jabe.
Not Chris.
I will tell Jabe to coordinate with you. You gotta contact him.
It looks like fluorescent orange when you thin it down like that.
And I will make sure that he knows that he needs your address and all the things, and we'll send you your special sauce.
We'll send you a couple bottles of special sauce. We'll take care of you. You got it.
Not Chris, no. He has the colors. He just wants this. We'll send you the special sauce. But we just got to know your address. That's 1.2 million Jason points.
Very close.
His Discord name is Jabe. Jabe.
The cover art on these guys is really lame. It's it's not washed out, but they don't look like they go together. Like you have the undead dudes, and then he's like all bright and shiny.
Mike, you're expecting a lot if you think that we've kept the return address. If you've bought from us, we just need your real person name then. Because you're already in the store, which I think you have.
All right, before I get painting and get lost in that, I gotta clean the airbrush. I don't know that I can, for those of you that have special sauce, if you got it at either of the conventions, either in Europe or here in the States, I would tell you to don't sleep on its abilities as an airbrush medium. It was not intended to be as good as it is for that, but when I found out that it was, when we did the spider and airbrushed the OneStep, And it was like, holy, it's a game changer for filtering, especially. I wouldn't use it. I would use the glaze wash medium or just regular flow improver for your normal opaque colors. But when you're trying to thin them down to a level to turn them into filters, I don't think there's anything that can beat it. It does such a good job of lowering viscosity at the same time that you don't find yourself having to use a whole lot of water, which is sometimes what throws people off when airbrushing filters, is that the paint gets so runny that it spiderwebs out when you put it on the model, especially if you're having to work on small details in very close. This keeps the paint holding together very, very well and not being uncontrollable on the model when you're spraying it, especially, you know, at like high pressure. Buy an airbrush. You need one. In the hobby, you'll find, eventually, you'll find that it is a priceless tool, even if all you ever do is prime with it. I'm going to go back and cover up all my overspray here. I'm not trying to do OSL, so I don't need this. The red underneath on the garments doesn't make any sense because the flag would not cast reflection on any of this except maybe the sword, and I'll do that later. I'm just going to go cut all this back in.
All right, Mike, I just told Gabe that you will be contacting him with your name. Don't be hurt. I don't do that anymore. I don't know.
What?
He said, are you asking if I've bought things from Monument? I'm hurt. But I don't know what your real name is. Its name is long enough to be annoying. I can't type that into our shipping system and expect something to come up. You got to tell us your real name.
Jordan knows.
Yeah, I know. That's why I told Gabe. Like I said, if Mike doesn't send you a message, you ask Jordan because Jordan knows.
We'll suss it out. It's not a problem.
Can of the Red, I've just had something happen to me for the first time. I went to use my transparent white and it was very chunky, almost completely solid. Is it not? It is not one that I use very often. I've never run into this. Yes, it is a known thing. Contact support.
Yep. Zinc as a pigment will get chunky. So depending on how old it is and how you store it.
Yeah, because we've corrected it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can't always ever correct it. Zinc will always be a problem. If you buy zinc pigment white in a tube, you're on a clock from the time you buy it to the time you're done. It in a tube, you don't notice it as much, but it will eventually get to the point where it's not very usable. Comes with the pigment. But it's too good not to make. Too useful.
Love Hippo said, is wet blending easier than it looks, especially on faces? I always do helmets on Space Marines because I don't like funny looking black Templars. We have a video on wet blending. I know that.
Yeah, we just released, well, not too long ago, a short over on our YouTube channel. If you can throw up the link to the YouTube, there is a very quick how-to wet blend that will give you a lot of really good basics.
See, another reason why you need Christopher, he would have been able to put in a link directly to that video. I don't know where that is.
Don't you love it? She's like, I don't do that. I don't know anything about that. The biggest key that I talk about on that video is the fact that most people don't start with enough paint the normal way that you paint will not give you enough color to be able to wet blend. So you always need to be conscious of how much color is on your brush.
Dr. Rhino, you are.
What?
That Jen is, in fact, the best.
He's all right. He's all right. You're into that sort of thing.
Oh,
He makes me chicken
he
and rice
here?
when I'm not feeling well.
I did make him some chicken and rice.
And I am surprised at how much I'm
Where's
in
Christmas
love now
sushi?
with
Is
that.
he checking up on me?
Wait a minute. He's not allowed to be here. Not how this works.
Oh, there he is. Oh, look at him. He put the link in. See?
He's
That's
watching.
why you need Chris.
He's watching. He's watching. He doesn't trust in the system. He's watching. That's the Chris. See, and you guys want to get rid of him? You can't get rid of that. That's loyalty. That's family right there. That's the family you don't you're not born with. You choose that one.
Chosen family.
You gotta be careful, Chad. He's sitting here listening. Be nice to that guy.
Christopher, did you see all those gifted subs from Mike? Mart, yes. There are stores throughout Canada that carry Pro Acryl paints.
Over 50.
450?
No, over 50.
Oh, over 50. I'm like, what?
No. I don't know that there's 450 hobby stores.
I don't think there are in Canada. That's why I was shocked. Mart, if you click that link, the store locator should show you some. I think the distributor tells us about all the
Yes, they
stores
do.
there.
We
So
share.
it should be up to date.
Yep, we share that info. There may be some that are not on there. We closed all of our North American distributors, other than our partner distributor that we are opening up Monument Canada with, and in doing so, there still are a few outlying stores that we didn't get update info from, but most are there.
Oh, that's right. Chris got a gifted sub. He was one of the
He's like, yep.
recipients of a gifted sub. Aw, that's nice. Stan said, Jason, did you see any of the stream yesterday? Chris was using the new Expert Magenta as a wash over the grot green skin. Crazy how much his painting has grown in the short time since his first time streaming in the painting seat.
Yep. Awesome, isn't it?
That's awesome.
Chris's growth comes primarily from his fearlessness. Chris doesn't care if it doesn't turn out the way he wants it to. He goes into it almost, and I'm speaking for him, which he'll hate, but I believe Chris kind of goes into it saying, I wonder if this will be cool. And he has an idea, and he tries it, and if it doesn't come out the way he is, he looks at it and retunes his expectations or does it over or whatever, but his fearlessness. So if there's one thing to take away from Chris, it's to stop panicking before there's a problem. Just pick up colors, put them in the brush, paint with them, see what happens, right? And realize that you've never messed up beyond the point of no return. You can always change it. You can always go back and quote unquote fix it, even though it's not broke.
Danger Boy said, exactly, Jason. He wants to learn, but he's not scared to learn.
Yep, that's the key.
That's a good way to explain it.
That is really good, yeah. Because I think a lot of people want to learn, but they're scared to actually apply what they've seen.
Even little Billy said they look good.
Uh-oh. I need to see these then.
I thought we were supposed to learn to fix it in post.
You can fix it in post.
The Sharky said, for someone starting in this hobby, what are the best ways to define where to highlight or shadow? Any tricks?
What we call a zenithal highlight, which is what I've done on this red. It's not going to be as prominent right now, but you can see how I have shadow and highlight on this red. It's all because the way I airbrushed it was airbrushing from top to bottom to where only the bright colors could hit the top and the dark colors stayed underneath. That's a great trick. If we take a, I have a test model I can use here. Yes. Let's grab a color here real quick. I'll use like this guy that we've been painting a bunch on. Do I have anybody? Yeah, this is probably one of the best. Oh, no, this guy's. He's still kind of dark, yeah. Right. And then let's take, I'm just going to take white just because it'll show the most contrast on the model. Prime your models black is my biggest recommendation. And by doing so, you're going to lose a lot of the detail because the black, even a satin black, is going to sink all your detail into shadow. And then what you do is you come back with a dry brush technique. You can do it with a flat dry brush or a dome dry brush, whatever you like. I'm going to use one of our dome dry brushes on this. Something that's fairly large so it covers a lot of distance. This is one of our DD3s. Let's grab a DD2, something just a hair smaller than that. A DD2, right? So it's a dome dry brush, and you can see that the brush is, I don't know, takes 3 strokes for the width of the model or something. I don't know if there's any math to that you need to worry about. But with dry brushing, if you haven't ever done that, you just load a brush up with some paint, and then I wipe most of the paint off on a paper towel till it feels like there's nothing left. And then when you have the model, to be able to, when it's, assume it's all black, and then when I come back and I start dry brushing, if I make sure I only hit the model on the downstroke, let's pick a direction my light is coming from. And when you're just beginning, it's okay for your light to just come from above. So if you just have your brush strokes go down, don't worry about, I typically say 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock, right? But as a new painter, if you can learn that real quick, that's good. Having the light come straight at 12 o'clock is a little bit jarring on models. Most models, if you do that, the shadows, like you won't catch a lot of shadow on the sash that he's got here. But if you pick an angle, then you're pretty good at making sure that you're going to pick up good lighting on everything. So I'm going to do 10 o'clock. And as I do, I just want to make sure that I'm only touching the model on the downstroke so that the white is only going to hit the model as I'm going this way. When I go this way, I'm picking it up and not hitting the model. It'll look like I'm kind of moving it back and forth, but I'm not. I'm actually hitting and then lifting, going back, hitting, lifting, right? So doing like this. And by doing so, you'll notice that you pick up highlights on that armor where the light would come from and none where it wouldn't, because the brush can't hit this side because I'm only going this direction. So there's a lot of the white hitting this side, none hitting this side, okay? Except across the roundness of the thigh there, because this has a little bit of a peak in the middle, but the shape of the model will guide you, right? Same thing on the back. If I do this across the blue, again, only hitting on the downstroke, that's the key. Then it shows you where light can hit and where it can't, because the model blocks for you, right? The model blocks where light can go. So that's a very easy way to do it. This, if you do an entire model, this is not the best model for showing this off because of the spear being white, but you get my drift. If you were to do your whole model, everything top to bottom, I'll go back and get some more paint on my brush, wipe it all off on the paper towel. You just want to make sure your brush isn't too wet because you want it to pick up details and not turn the model white necessarily. But now I can come back and do the same thing across the top of the body here. Again, only ever hitting the model on the left to right downstroke as I'm doing this. And now it shows me where light would hit this and highlight this model. And you can build that up. And if you want to keep that, you can put like our OneStep paint over the top of this and then it'll colorize it. But you can also just snap a photo of it once you've dry brushed it have that photo that you reference, and that photo will show you where your bright colors need to go. And then just paint your model according to that. It'll show where the dark colors and the bright colors need to go, and then you put your midtones in between. That's the easiest way. And then when you get to the point where you're using an airbrush makes that a lot simpler, like we showed earlier with doing these banners, because I just shot the airbrush down like this, where it can only hit the parts that ripple out, which is the way sunlight would work, right? Light works in rays, which is travel straight, just like the paint coming out of the airbrush. And so it left shadows up underneath the folds, and it put the brightness on the tops. So it does the exact same thing as the dry brushing does. It's just easier, and it covers more area faster. So the airbrush is the preferred way. But you can do it with rattle cans. You'll hear it referred to a lot in the community as zenithal highlighting. It's a great way to get used to what the shape of the model will do with light, which parts stay bright, which parts go into shadow. So never be afraid of using it. Even when you get to the point where you don't actually use it as a guideline for your painting, it's still a great way to figure out where highlights should go, and then it can act kind of as a paint by numbers kit, so to speak.
Mike said that even if I went to Adepticon, I couldn't come say hi because Jason would smack me across the head and scream, "Stop doing stupid things with your money," like an angry dad.
Yes.
He would not.
I definitely
Fabian
would
just
have.
defended you. He said, Jason and Jen were incredibly nice to me, so they would not physically abuse you. He might give you suggestions on smarter ways to spend your money. That is your money, you do you. And I would have given you a hug.
I love that, Mike. I love that you're like, Ida hit me and said, stop being an idiot with your money.
GH Reef said, first time ever on the Twitch platform. Why am I here? For Monument Hobbies videos, of course. Now, can I order OneStep? It is May.
Yes, it's May 1st, for crying out loud. No, you can't order it yet.
But you're in the right month.
But you're in the right month, and it is very, very soon. We plan to start shipping it to the retailers that have put pre-orders in the week after next.
Yeah.
And then following that, as soon as those orders are out at a good clip, then we put it on the store. I don't have an exact date for the store, but somewhere, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th kind of range is what we're planning on. So keep your eyes and ears peeled. We will keep you posted. It really is just now down to, making sure we get the last colors filled, which should be happening this next week, if it's not already done. And then, because it may have happened yesterday, the final ones, and then getting them out to retailers. We always want our retail partners to have an opportunity to benefit from the launch date the same way we do on the website. So we try to take care of them that way.
Cornflake, I believe $6 a bottle?
$6.
Yeah.
$6 MSRP, $72 for the set, $20 retail for the OneStep medium.
Old Man B, you asked that already, and we answered it.
What's that?
So you must have been pooping. When will the can primers come to Canada?
Unfortunately, not for a while.
It's your country. They got crazy rules.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were working very hard. We have our Monument Hobbies Canada set up. We're ready to go. We're going to open the website here in another month or two, so that you'll be able to shop directly from Monument Hobbies Canada, so that you can get paint shipped directly from our warehouse in Ontario. But the spray cans, we had the shipment ready in the UK from Colorforge for both Monument and Colorforge sprays, and it got rejected on the outside, which was good before it hit Canada, because Canada would have basically trashed all the stock, because that would have sucked. That would have sucked. That would have killed us. So we got very lucky there, but Canada reinstituted a law about butane and butyl derivative products and being used as accelerants in sprays. They went back and reverted to a higher, or a much lower threshold that is almost non-existent. So they're the only country in the world that we can't ship our paints to right now, that of any note. There may be some other countries that are crazy like Canada, but none that actually sell spray paints.
Ogre, you can use special sauce and make any color into OneStep.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't have a rust in the line.
In OneStep?
No, in just the regular paint.
No, no.
Rust is
There's not the
set.
rust on the OneStep rust color will be in the second set. We had this as a limited edition at Adepticon, but it will be coming out in the set 2. But there isn't really a rust color in the normal line. I usually use burnt sienna.
I was gonna say burnt sienna.
Burnt sienna. It's a little more reddish, orangey than the rust that you see there. All right, well, that turned out great. Now we got to figure out what we're doing with the clothes and his skin.
Mike, if we have any, I'll make sure that gets to you too.
Well, donkeys are gray, so, right? I feel like donkeys are gray, so I'm going to take brown gray. We live in one of the cities that actually produces butylate, so that stupid rule bothers some folks here. I'm sure it does. Yeah, it's insane. It's absolute insanity. It's like they got proven that it didn't have the negative effect they thought it did, so I think they got rid of the rule, and then they instituted it again just for no reason. I don't understand. It's like the sable hair rule. It's like, why? Why do we do this? They're not endangered.
If I add a touch of bronze to burnt sienna, will I get rust?
Will you get what?
Rust.
Oh, yes.
A touch of bronze.
Yes, like real rust.
I love a touch of bronze.
Like real rust. Not just rust, but real rust.
Oh, Boshek, I wasn't actually looking. I was telling Gabe to take care of it.
What?
If we had any rust left.
Oh, the paint?
Yeah.
No.
We don't have any. Okay.
No. I do not believe so. None that will be going up for sale. The next time you'll see rust is...
No, I meant to send to Mike.
I don't believe so.
Sorry, Mike.
We'll see.
I asked Gabe to check.
Yeah, ask Gabe. Gabe will know better than I do. There may be a bottle or two laying around.
I'm bugging Gabe like crazy on his day off. That's like the 5th message I've sent him today.
Cursing your name. He's like, woman, I'm in the hot tub.
He knows that he doesn't have to pay attention until Monday.
Woman, I'm in the hot tub. That's what I want him to be saying.
Does he have a hot tub?
No, but that's what I want him to be saying.
Oh.
I want that to be the case.
I'm in the pool. It's hot out. I know he has a pool.
He is in. Yeah, he could be in the pool. He does have a pool. We got to go see Gabe's house while Jen was out of town. He was cooking quesadillas on the Blackstone. I'm mixing dark warm gray.
Hey,
or brown gray, actually. Sorry, right? Yeah, brown gray with the dark purple, actually, to get this first base coat. So, what?
Mike said, "Jabe needs a hot tub."
Oh my God! Quit it! I will fly to this. Okay, so I will fly to your house, right? But I will come with the men in the white jackets in tow. We're going to put you in a rubber room. This man keeps sending us hot tubs and death lasers. He needs an intervention.
Maybe a situation where the law they retracted was successfully removed, but the old law may have gone back into effect because the newer law was retracted, maybe.
I don't know.
Yes.
No idea. All we know is that we were lucky to find out before the ship sailed. The factory... I think the factory found out because they were labeling or producing the hazmat report.
To the funny farm.
And questioned us and said, so about this.
Need a kiddie pool with the death laser. Be a good use for it. Somehow it's 3:45.
What?
I know.
No.
Yep.
Seriously?
That's what the clocks all say.
Babe, we haven't done anything.
I know. I mean, you have.
We haven't done anything.
You painted a lot on that.
What? I literally have a banner and a cape.
See, this is what happens when I'm here. I get too focused on all the questions in chat. I make you stop painting and answer questions.
I've done this. I guess we primed them too, but that's
Yeah.
not really saying much. Okay. 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 I'm gonna take gray green now.
Is the mega set not on Monument EU?
Actually, I'm not gonna do that. No, it isn't. It is not. Unfortunately. Actually, I'm not. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take bright green blue and mix it into this other mix is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start using bright green blue as a tint for this brown, gray, and dark purple. And we're just gonna do a 3-color mix rather than trying to jump through other colors here. I think that'll be a lot more fun.
Love Hippo said, I appreciate you taking time to answer my questions. I'll probably watch more live streams in the future as I paint. That's
awesome.
What we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard.
This whole
which is
stream
currently the same as Pacific Daylight Time.
This whole stream is here for you guys to use as you need, to ask questions, to hopefully help you become more confident in your own painting and painting techniques. So feel free always to ask away.
Panic Bomb said, Jason, I hear brushes need to be cleaned. How does one go about that?
I hate you in the most loving way possible.
Ghost Hunter said, hey, Jason, what's your opinion on the look of the Chaos Legions in 40K? We have hot pink, don't we?
Huh?
Don't we have a hot pink?
A dark hot pink.
Dark hot pink.
Who's asking?
Oh. I hate you like family.
I hate you like family.
I'm supposed to paint these middies?
Wait, what? Wait, what? I thought these were just for looking at.
Dan said, Jason, I'm painting 10 Berserkers exactly the same. I know you love that.
Nothing says chaos like matching outfits. First thing I think of when I think chaos and anarchy is everybody wearing the same shirt.
It is made with certified vegans. Yes.
What is the soap?
Yeah.
Oh, we make it out of vegans.
Make it out of vegans.
That's why it's vegan.
That's the only way you get something that to be fully vegan is
fully
you
vegan.
make it
out of
vegans.
vegans. Made sense to us. We haven't run that past the authorities yet, but
It seems right.
Seems right. Math's out for me.
Have any advice on lightning? Don't go out into it.
Don't let it hit you.
Don't hold an umbrella in it.
Don't let it hit you. But we got jokes for days. Baby, for days. When painting lightning and lightning effects, the biggest thing to be aware of is that you're going to want to start dark and work light. Do the outline of the shape of the lightning strike or the lightning arc, as it were, in a dark and semi-opaque color. Don't make it too opaque. And then work towards the inside of the line, leaving the darkness to the either edge, and work towards the inside of the line you've created for the lightning arc with brighter colors. So if you start with dark blue and then go to blue and then sky blue and then white blue should just be the inside very center of that line. So you're always combating like how thick can you make the line before it starts to look comical, and while giving yourself enough space to be able to put all the colors you need to into it. Give me a second, I'll show you an example that I've done with, I think I've got Dante's.
G.H. Reef said Monument Hobbies is awesome. I've been painting 40K since 1990 and haven't found any company that is as supportive, engaging, and informative as you. Not to mention Pro Acryl being my favorite paint. I'm off for the night. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much
Thank
for stopping by. Thank you for telling us that.
That
means the
everything.
world. Have a great weekend.
Can at the Red, I agree. You should have gotten it a long time ago, but I'm happy that you have it now.
What's that?
Fantastic. I know that I've been using it since Adepticon and I love it.
Should
have gotten it a long time ago. As a vegan, I could say that is incorrect.
Wait a minute.
I'm vegetarian if I only eat animals that only eat plants. Probably.
I feel like,
seems like
guilt
that's how that works.
by association, it counts there. Wait a minute. Are you saying to me that the vegan in the room is telling us that you can't make vegan products out of vegan people? The previous edition that Jen had made included goat's milk. The new one does not. So it allows us to be a vegan product.
Little Billy, have a great weekend. Christopher will be back on Monday. He will be here all week next week. Oh, no, he won't.
Yeah.
He won't be here on Tuesday.
Oh, he's off Tuesday, huh?
Well, we have our thing Tuesday.
Oh, we have our thing Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're not streaming Tuesday.
We're not streaming Tuesday.
We don't have a stream on Tuesday because we have our...
Lots of VODs. Go find a real old one. It'll feel like new.
Yeah, real old. Building up a dead gray out of that purple and some brown gray. I was looking for Dante's Axe. So this one's a little bit out of the realm of normal just because I also did the lightning from paintbrush bristles from a house paintbrush to do the arcs of lightning that bounce out to his armor. But if you can pop into the closer zoom, you'll see that what I've done is kind of keep the lines with the darker blue and then the lighter blue to the inside, and then the final here might even be white blue or white that I've just done some pinpricks of light on the inside of that, because you want the darker glow to be around the edges, not linear. You don't want it to go from dark to light in a line. You want it to go from dark on the outside to bright on the inside. So if you can keep that as your methodology, then you're pretty good, pretty golden.
Jay Mathias, yes, it is a Moonstone mini. How is the detail?
On these guys, fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. The texture and the skin.
See his face. I like that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, he got one really big crazy eye.
Yeah.
And the little gremlin. But yeah, the detail's fantastic. I have zero complaints on these guys. The sculpts were really good. The resin is really good. It was very easy to clean. They're great in that they are also kind of old world, like almost flat one piece style models. Like this guy is just done in one piece because he's very, flat. These are the way old metal models used to be done in the molds. But even then, the detail is very nice and whimsical. This guy had the most pieces because he's got the multi-piece crossbow and stuff like that. But the detail on him is great. You can see how clean the resin is. I didn't have to scrape a whole lot. There were virtually no mold lines, and the placement of the mold line on this one is like the back of the knee. You can kind of see there. So they've done their design really, really well on all of these by keeping the main bodies kind of flat and on a plane, as opposed to having a lot of stuff sticking out. And then the multi-parts, like both arms were different parts here. And then the crossbow top and the shield. But the head and body and legs were all one piece, and they're fairly along a plane, except for the helmet, which it came out of the mold really nice. And then little stuff like this little guy. This guy's so funny.
The hooter with the shooter.
It's the hooter with the shooter. I don't even know what that is because it's not a bird. It's like got this old man face, but what is that? Is it another gremlin-y thing? It's just some whimsical thing. I don't know what it is, but he's very funny. Yeah, details are great on him. And Chris and Gabe have armies and have really loved the miniatures and what they've found with them too. So.
Haley said, any thoughts on how to paint a velvet fabric texture?
Velvet just has a softer texture to it. It's not rough. It's piled like, huh?
Sorry.
It's piled like wool almost to me, right? Maybe not in the pill as pilled as wool would be, but I find that that's the way I would think about it. Am I right in that? Does that sound right? Because velvet's thicker, right?
Velvet has like
Velvet Elvis has got a texture to it, right? It's
it'll
like
have a texture.
it's like a woolen texture almost, like the top of a pool table. Felt.
It's soft. But I think too, velvet, if you rub it the wrong way, it kind of makes it darker.
Yeah, because it will stand up, right? Like a pillow that gets that texture to it.
Like velvet rope.
I think the big key there is just to not put a lot of texture on it, right? So the difference between something like this on the red, where I've gone through and you can kind of see where the bright spots are, I have a little bit of a hatching texture where I did the brush strokes. You can see here, there's some brush strokes in the brightness because I added that in. So that streakiness gives this a little bit of a rougher cloth texture, whereas this one doesn't have any of that. This is just the airbrush doing it. So this is just a very soft, the airbrush tends to make things soft and out of focus, but that works really well for like woolen or velvet style cloth, which is why I left this guy like this, so that it looked like a soft cloth and didn't put any of the brushstroke texture behind it like I did on these guys. More evident on this guy probably, right? Where you've got like the hatching, and I didn't do that here. And so this looks like a much softer material on the side. Versus when you start putting textures and brush highlights on it, you lose a lot of that. So just be careful with the amount of brush texture that you put on, because again, like the brush highlights that I've done on this dark sea bend cloth make it look totally different than the red around it. The red just looks softer because of the airbrush application. So I could just leave this like this and it would look like a wool or a velvet style cape, versus the texture I've painted on everything else, like the skin and the metal. Everything else has a harder edge to it because of the way that I've painted it. So remember that your brush stroke and textures that you apply with the brush can have a lot to do with that. Stippling can be a way that makes things look like soft wool. So if you did want to apply a texture, stippling is a great way to do that rather than hash marks.
All right, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Yep. You want me to keep going until... Is he supposed to let you know when he's on his way?
No, he's going to... I have a meeting here, guys, which is why I can't go later, unfortunately.
Jason's got a meeting at
a
4-ish.
Visitor coming to the studio at around 4. So we got to break off. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, watching some paint dry. Inviting Jen back into the fold.
Oh my gosh, it's been so fun.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Good.
Time flies. All right,
Yeah.
let me see.
That's the problem, is that it's like, what do you mean it's already 4 o'clock? I feel like we haven't done anything.
LGS. Are there any others? Oh yeah, how'd my audition go? Did I pass?
Yeah, we got to talk about Jen's performance today, gang. So we'll wait
Can I
till
join
she's
the
gone.
cast?
We'll wait till she's gone, and then we'll come back and talk about that.
Wait, I have a question to ask that's been asked every day for the last 3 weeks.
It better not be about cleaning brushes.
Oh, wait, you got a minute or two because I got to pull up my instructions on how to end.
How to get out of here?
Yes.
It's like, wait a minute, I don't know how to end the thing.
No, I have the raid. I have the raid tab open already, so I know who to raid. Well, I did a minute ago, but no, sure. Yes. Okay. Next level painting. Very small. Stream off, and then I raid, and then okay. I got it. I know how to do it.
Fantastic.
How do you clean your airbrush after making a red workup OSL?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This was good May 1st. Yes. So, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us, watching some paint dry. If you have not been here before, it's your first journey into our stream, please make sure to hit the follow or the sub button, whichever your watch is on. We stream live to Twitch, Kick, and YouTube simultaneously from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday from our lovely studio HQ here in Phoenix, Arizona. That's Mountain or Monument Standard Time. So we'd love to see you back. Make sure to join in our Discord. Jen put all the links in chat, as well as our monumenthobbies.com, monumenthobbies.eu links. Wherever you are in the world, we got you covered. Buy some paint, paint some models, have some fun. We'd love to see you around more. Any chance we next week could do weathering pigment thing? We could look at some weathering pigments next week. One thing about next week is that on Wednesday...
Yes.
Wednesday will be a Twitch only day. So if you're watching us today on YouTube, make sure that you mark your calendars on Wednesday to join us on Twitch. We are front page promo with Twitch TV directly. They won't let us simulcast on a day where we join in on a promo with them, but we'll be on the front page of Twitch, which will mean that we probably get a big rush of people that have never seen the hobby or seen our channel or stuff like that. So it'll be a fun time to be here, fun time to interact with people that have not been in the hobby. We'll be doing some fun stuff there. I don't know what models we'll be painting. I might pick up a new model to start and all that, but it'll be an amazing day. So remember, next Wednesday, mark your calendars. If you do watch on Kick or YouTube,
it might be long too, right?
We'll start at noon that day. So for our European customers and community members, we'll be starting a little bit earlier than you're used to seeing us start. And we'll probably go for a long time. We've got an 8-hour window where we'll be on the front page from noon to 8 p.m. I don't know that we won't use all of that. I doubt I'll go 8 hours, but we'll look and see how the crowd demands it. If we've got thousands of people in here at normal closing time, then we'll go long.
No, Mike, but we can work with you to give away something if you would like.
No.
We definitely will do that.
No. Lots of brush cleaning questions. Yeah, exactly. But we'd love to see you there, so make sure to mark it on your calendar. We don't want to leave everybody on YouTube and Kick without a trace that day, so just make sure that you got to come over to Twitch. You can be anonymous, do your thing, but we'd love to see you as part of that. It'll be a lot of fun.
No, 9 a.m. Eastern.
9 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 9 a.m. Eastern.
Noon Pacific. No, 3 p.m. Eastern. Noon Pacific.
Oh, yeah.
It's noon Pacific, 3 p.m.
3 p.m. We're 3 hours difference. We're the same as Pacific right now.
Yeah, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. over in Europe right now. So still much earlier than we normally stream for our European folks. So it should be a good time to jump in and have some fun. So everybody, thank you so much. Stick around. Jenny's going to find somebody. I think it's Next Level Painting. So we'll go see Kenny. All right, we're going to go jump into Kenny, show Kenny some love when we get there, and we'll catch you after the weekend. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on Monday.